Alrighty, we're just waiting for the final drivers to arrive. With that, I will say a happy welcome to you guys. We've got the Division 3 race of Delta again today. Division 3 being the lowest division. Also with a lot of people who are not standardly driving in Division 2, but yeah, really looking forward to that. It's gonna be a super interesting race. I hope, because Division 3 is probably the cleanest division, although they're the slowest. And yeah, really looking forward to the race because it's a really classic track we're driving on today. Because today we are on Spa, which is one of the longest tracks on the F1 calendar, and also I think one of the longest lap times on the entire calendar. Division 3 being the only division on Delta that only has a short qualifying session, so the stream won't be as long as the other divisions, and we're just waiting because we're currently 5 drivers short. And I don't know if we will be a complete grid today, but I think so. And we're just waiting for the final drivers to arrive, and while that happens, I'm gonna open up the incidents and we'll see if there's someone with the qualifying ban, but there just have been 2 penalties last race for Division 3, so no qualifying ban there. Yeah, just waiting for them to start it. We're currently 16 drivers, and we'll see. And while we are waiting for the rest of the people to arrive, we can just wait a little, because I don't know what we should do now, but yeah. So you can tell me in the chat, guys, how was your week going? Anything exciting that happened? Because I'm pumped to see the race closing, the season closing. No, not the season, but this race. It's gonna be super interesting, because Spa is like one of the best circuits on the F1 calendar. Also, one thing that will be exciting to see if there are some drivers going out in Eau Rouge and Radillon, because that turn is like super dangerous, one of the most dangerous turns on the entire F1 calendar, because it goes up 40 meters in like no distance, so it's a super interesting turn, very hard to take. Also in other divisions, like in Division 2, the turn caught a lot of people out, including myself, because in lap 1 I spun myself in Radillon. So yeah, just waiting until everyone arrives. Yeah, so I think there is some trouble because we are not a full grid, but 17 people could also provide some interesting racing. I hope actually we don't see a lot of DNFs because in the past I struggled doing quality commentary during safety cars, and I think in Division 2 race we had 5 safety cars if I remember that correctly, so I hope we don't have that today. Yeah, I also can't wait for the next season. I hope you hear me again. Could give me a little feedback because I accidentally unplugged my PS4 controller, so everything went down. But yeah, season 2 is really gonna be interesting, and me, myself and Chappie also have a little surprise for all the drivers at the end of season 1 in the last race, which is next week. I don't want to spoil it yet, but we're planning something which is gonna be pretty cool, I think. And yeah, especially for Division 1, it's gonna be a really cool thing. But yeah, pumped for Division 3, and I think we won't have a Division 3 next season. If I understood that correctly, they want to make 3 divisions, but 1 Division 1 and 2 Division 2s. But yeah, we'll see. There's 4 drivers who are readying up, so I assume they got the go to ready up. Yeah, everyone's readying up. 20 seconds until the session starts. There's only 4 guys who didn't ready up yet. Yeah, so starting it in Spa, we only got 18 minutes of qualifying and no Q2 or Q3, so every lap counts. Just waiting till the game loads at all players' games. And so here we are in Spa with nice sunshine. We'll wait until anyone gets out so we can watch him. While we do that, I will get some telemetry up. And I actually see some drivers equipped with the mediums, the likes of Brian and Safi. And so we got 17 drivers today in the session. No, 18. Martin just joined. And there's the two McLarens going out simultaneously, and I see a... oh my god, we've got two Kierans in the league at the moment. That's gonna be interesting. I'm just gonna sit on board with the new Kieran Flattery. It's gonna be confusing having two Kierans in the league. But yeah, let's just follow him because he's the first guy in train. I don't know how good he is, actually, how fast. But we'll just wait until he finishes his first lap to see how fast he is. It's Belgium, a very technical circuit with 20 corners. So he's just rounding the campus turns and then going through Stavelot to go into the last sector to start step. I see a lot of drivers going out on the mediums. I see Ice1, Pergi and Noxor who have the mediums equipped. And I see Brian and Safi who are on an actual outlap with their mediums. So we want to watch those drivers after that. But yeah, Kieran Flattery just rounding the bus stop chicane and now starts hot lap. He opens his DRS and crosses the line, drives towards Lassos, the first corner, very difficult corner. But he takes a good line, could have taken a bit more apex, but I think that's okay. And right now approaching Eau Rouge and Radillon. One of the trickiest curves. I think we'll see a few drivers spinning out today here, but he masters that and now is on the camel straight. And we already have a yellow, and I think that's just someone making space for someone else. So nothing too important now. Right now, Kieran Flattery goes to the comp, takes a very good line through those turns, and now goes down the hill to Bruxelles, where you need to brake very early or else you'll lock your tires and will take the apex. He's right now approaching turn 11, which has no name. I think they just forgot that turn. Well, they named the track turns, and he's now going through Pouhon, turn 12. You don't want to touch that inside curve, because it will instantly spin you out if you touch that one. And he's right now going through Campus. And then to Stavelot. Takes a bit too wide line through the second turn of Campus. And now approaches Stavelot. Takes a very nice line through that turn. Takes a good exit, and all of the third sector is full throttle. That's why I laugh about that sector. Almost everything except the bus stop chicane. That's so good. And yeah, keep with Flattery here. Running good. And yeah, just now approaching the bus stop chicane. Brakes. That is so much apex, but he does not invalidate that lap. I was surprised he didn't do that. And he has a 44.1, that's a good lap. But I right now follow Brian, who is on the mediums and also going through Stavelot right now. And we'll soon be going through Blanchimont on the medium tires. I want to see what lap he's gonna set on medium tires. And Obliviate takes the next lap time with the 146.4. Brian is no ERS left. As he rounds those turns, and that's way too slow to set a good lap time. He sets a 48.0 and that's not enough. Right now let's see what Safi does on his new medium tires. Right now goes through Le Comp. And it looks like no one can touch the lap time of Kieran Flattery. He's 1 second ahead of anyone. This Brian is out! What happened? I think he just crashed out in a Rouge and Radillon. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what happens. Very, very difficult turn. Well, let's just continue watching the lap of Savvy, who goes for Coupe Pauvert right now. And then after that he's approaching Blanchimont. But I think that lap is also too slow. Or he's just on his in lap, that could also be. No, he's actually finishing that lap. And he comes to cross the line in P6 with a 145.7. Ace Obliviate goes into P2 with a 144.2. That's an interesting line. I actually kind of want to follow Ison, although he's not really on his lap yet. Who to follow? Everyone just did laps, and now there's just drivers on the out laps. Yeah, let's just follow Ison, because I know he's a fast driver. Or let's follow Noxer, who's in front of him. Those three also on the memes, Ison, Pergy, Noxer. Let's just follow Noxer because he's in front. Yeah, so Noxer just starting. Noxer not starting his hot lap, so let's just follow Ice1. Going through the bus of chicane and now starting his lap. He's also on the mediums, and I know he's a fast driver because I raced against him. He's really good. As only the half of the session remains, we only have 9 minutes passing. Ison. Oh, and that's Noxer. I think that was Noxer who spun it in Rallye, and he's not out, but that's definitely not good. That was Ice1. Going down Bruxelles now. Takes a line that's a bit too wide there. And right now goes through unnamed turn 11 and is approaching Pouhon. And Ice1 spins it in Pouhon. But he manages to catch it to not take any wing damage. So he might try again with another lap. As we actually see Kieran Lavery now on another hot lap, currently the pole super. Let's see if we can improve on this time. Oh, and that lap is invalidated on the entry to Eau Rouge. Well, let's just follow Purge, who's approaching Le Con, and is also on the fresh mediums. And who's on the hot lap. So we see what he does about the lap times of the other guys. Andy Meister currently the fastest medium runner. Oh, I thought he might invalidate this lap there. That was so close to invalidation. It right now goes to Pouhon. Fergie. as he passes Noxer. No, that's not Noxer. That's a racing point right there. Preparing goal for Belgium through the last sector. That's almost all the time for him. Right now approaching the bus stop chicane. Let's see what his lap's gonna be. No, it doesn't look like it's too bad. And it's a 144.9, which puts him to P6 and being the best medium runner. What are those guys doing? I think they're both on low fuel and are blocking the track. Alex forgets to open his ERS. Okay, that's interesting. There might be some discussion going on because water just had to pass them off track, and so that's not good, obviously. As Front Range completely outbrakes himself in the final corner, and he finishes lap time that's not gonna be better than P12. Is there also someone else to watch? Yeah, it's just watch Kieran Flattery, who's on a hot lap but was not faster in the second sector than his personal best. And he crosses the line with a new time that is just a little bit faster than his old pole time was. But yeah, not too bad. And I also see some drivers top down on the bottom four who did not drive out yet, but we want to follow Martin right now. Martin 69er. Who's also a really fast driver. Oh, as Martin validates his lap. And let's hope he has enough fuel to go for another lap, because, well, the time runs out. There's only 4 minutes remaining in the session. And they left his fire water on a hot lap. He definitely wants to improve on his time, because I think he lost a lot of time in the last sector where he got blocked by Immortal and the waves of TS Alex. So all the other drivers in the bottom 3 also deciding to go out for their first laps. Yeah, but Water just right now rounding Blanchimont, which is a really nice turn. But he runs off ERS right now as well as many other drivers do. And he right now goes to the bus stop chicane. Brakes very heavily for that. And it looks like it could be a solid time for Water. As Martin is out! I think he retired in the garage. Yeah, but Water going up P9 with a 45.2. But Noxer looking to set his first lap of the qualifying. Right now in the final sector, approaching the bus stop chicane. Let's hope he doesn't get... He gets blocked by Alex, who was on AI. And I don't know why he keeps staying out. Noxer just got completely blocked by Alex. Who, by the way, is on AI, so that's not what you want as a league organizer. Yeah, well, let's see who's on a hot lap. We right now see Lucifer Shadid on a hot lap with the mediums, looking to finish that. Let's see if he can maybe improve on that time, but it looks like it's gonna be a solid time, and it's still P5. He improves on his personal best, but he does not improve the position. But right now F1 Immortal in P4 might look to go to the first row, but there's a lot of cars there in the bus stop chicane that might be blocking him. Oh, that's Kieran Barr almost blocking F1 Immortal. But does not get struck by that. I think he didn't lose a lot of time in that sector. Might be, but he's right now going through Bruxelles. And rounding the unnamed turn 11, takes a very right line through that turn. And right now approaching Pouhon. And F1 Immortal right now going through the last sector. Rounding Blanchimont. There's a Mercedes in this way. I hope that the Mercedes makes space. Yes, he does. And he's right now approaching the bus stop chicane. Rounding those two turns. And he does not finish his lap. He's out of fuel. Anyone to watch. Yeah, Lucifer Shali tries another lap on the mediums, but he's also too slow. Is Kieran Flattery on a hot lap? Yeah, Kieran Flattery is on a hot lap, looking to improve his lap time. Maybe to a 43. Looks good for him to maybe do that. So Kieran Flaherty, no need to improve his lap time, but he just set a purple sector 2. And is right now rounding the final sector. Which is not a lot of turns. But he's right now rounding the Blanchimont turn. And the nameless turn 18. He's going towards the bus stop chicane. Let's see if he finishes that lap, but that lap is gonna definitely be a banger lap, I think. And he crosses the line with the first 43, it's a 43.9 for Kieran Flattery, who takes the first place by dominance. Yeah, so Kieran Flattery, the newcomer in this league, will start on pole, followed by Andy-Meister, who actually will start on the mediums. So Andy-Meister, P2 with mediums, has, in my opinion, one of the better chances of winning because he's so fast even on the mediums. And behind him there is Obliviate, Immortal, Lucifer Shadid also starting on the mediums, then Filippo, Purgy also starting on the mediums, then Gresco, Water, Drill, I don't know, Safi on the mediums, Noxer, then Ice One also on the mediums. So Lord Driver will start on the mediums, but for outside the top 10 I think you can start on whatever tire you want. So we'll see what happens during the race. So all the drivers choosing their strategies. It's normally an easy one stop in Spa, even if you start on the soft, because then you can go soft hard. But the drivers have to play with safety cars in their mind, but starting on the medium is, in my opinion, always better on this track because it gives you more options for the later in the race. Yeah, just waiting for everyone to choose their strategies. Everyone is ready. And the formation lap will start. And we will be on board with Leathery, so I can tell you something about track characteristics. Yeah, La Source. The drivers are approaching La Source. It's a tricky hairpin. Hairpins are always important because you're approaching such a long section of the track that is almost full throttle, and we're right now going to one of the key parts of the track, or Rouge and Red Light, where it's really easy to spin your car because it's going upwards really hardly and you need a lot of rear end so you don't spin out here. So definitely a tricky turn combination right now, approaching the Camel Straight, which is the best overtaking opportunity our drivers are going to have this day because it's a long DRS straight. We already arrived with a lot of speed. And so we see a few drivers starting on the medium, Martin and Alex, and also Noxer. And Ixon starting on the hards, but no big surprises there. As Kieran probably right now approaches the downhill section of the track, Bruxelles, which is a downhill turn. You want to take the corner as slightly to the right as possible. And you want to brake very early because it's downhill, because I think you will see some locking front tires there. And then right now we're approaching Pouhon, which is also a very dangerous turn. You don't really need to brake, you just need to lift your car, maybe down, lift the throttle and maybe downshift. And you don't want to touch that inside curb because that inside curb is dangerous and will spin you out in no time. Then we're approaching Campus, also a very important part of the track. Campus and Stavelot, because that's the last section of the track where you can have to brake. Except for bus stop chicane. Right now we're going through the last sector with the Coupe Portrait and Blanchiment, which is full throttle all the time. But drivers trying to overtake here, not the smartest move in my opinion, but it's a beautiful move if drivers are going side by side through Blanchiment. And name is turn 18. And right now they're approaching the last turn combination of the trap. It's a bus stop chicane, also a very important key part because obviously it's a chicane. And that was a lap of Spa for you. We will see what the race can give us, and I'm really pumped to see it. I hope you're really pumped to see it, and yeah, let's just go. I want a better onboard view of any of the drivers. Why is that not possible? Waiting for everyone to start. Some drivers already get overtake in their car. We hear the howl of the motors. Just waiting for the start light. I hope my game doesn't glitch. What is happening? We've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And the race is on, and that's a good start there from Kieran Flattery. And there's already a big crash, and that's a Haas in the wall. In the back, I wonder if that's a safety car or not, but it looks like everyone can still drive. So Kieran Flattery leading the pack. Right behind him is Andy Meister, who started in that position. And then right behind him is still F1 Immortal. So everything in the front stays as it was. But there was a crash in the back. That was a Haas. I think it was the Haas of Water, who crashed with someone else. But yeah, we'll see. There's no safety car in that one, which surprised me. And I think right now we've got the... don't have the Codemasters glitch anymore, so Kieran Flattery stays in first. Yeah, F1 Immortal picked up 1 place, and Pergy picked up 3 places as well, so really good start from Pergy. And there's yellow in sector 2, and I think that was a collision. Another one. What happens there? I saw someone going through the gravel. But we see a side-by-side battle between Gresco and Sappy. Those 2 guys really giving it all. But it looks like Gresco is the guy in front. Oh, and that's the McLaren of Obliviate. And it looks like he's spun. But let's see if Gresco can stay in front of Seppi. Seppi right now attacking Gresco. Gresco goes for the inside. Seppi for the outside. They're going side by side through La Source. And Seppi stays and goes to the front. That might now right now give Brian the chance to attack one of them down the camel straight. As Seppi gets the first penalty of the race. There's some drivers boxing. And we've got a weird position glitch again. I hate you, Codemasters. Why is that happening? But Kieran barely controlling the race from position 1 right now. So very good work from him. There was something happened, and that's a heart of water. It looks like he crashed in Rouge and Radilon. Yes, he did, and that's a virtual safety car of first of the race. But yeah, no, since no cars are going by the pits during the virtual safety car, no one will opt to pit for new tires, because the track is too long. I think we've got normal standings right now again. Can someone actually tell me who that guy in the Williams is in P16? Because I don't know. Yeah, but we see Kieran Flaherty still leading the race. But he's got Eddie Meister behind him for company. And Eddie Meister on the views can keep the pace of Kieran Flaherty. That should give Flaherty something to think about, I think. If the guy behind the mediums is faster or keeps the same pace, he's right up the ass of Kieran Flaherty, Andy Meister. They're going towards the Rouge and Radilon. And Andy Meister might give himself a chance right now because he got the DRS wide open and he's got overtake. Not as much as Kieran Flaherty, but he might try a move around the outside in Le Combe. And he's not in front yet. Kieran Flaherty can still counter that, but Andy Meister right now leading the race. But Kieran Flaherty maybe with the switch wheel, no he doesn't. But now Andy Meister needs to give himself a good gap, so he doesn't get re-overtaken in the next DRS zone. But I actually want to look at that battle for P5 now, because that's Drips, Filippo, Lucifer Shali, Gresco, Brian and Seppi all within approximately 2 seconds. You see those, this is car train. This is just madness. As Brian might try a move down the around the outside of Gresco. Is he brave enough for that? Yeah, and now he goes for the inside, and that might also give Seppi the chance, because Gresco got a bit wide there, out of campus. And oh, and I see that's Kieran Flaherty out of the race. In campus, and that's the first safety car of the race. What happened to him? Looks like he crashed, but on the left side, that's the only spot to crash your car. So a pole sitter and race leader out of the race, and Andy Meister decides to pit, just like a few other people. If I were Andy Meister, I wouldn't pit, because I would spectate for another safety car, because those mediums are good for another 2 laps. But yeah, he's pitting. He's also going for the hard tires, so might want to finish the race in that compound. And now we've got F1 Immortal leaving the race, just gets overtaken by the safety car, and yeah, so we wait. As we look at the positions gained and positions lost, Obliviate, one of the big losers of the start, went from P3 to P15 in a few laps. But I think he also was involved in that start line collision with the Haas, so not his fault. But yeah, still an unnice thing to do. So all of the pack will be backed up right now. But there's also a lot of drivers in the back. And Noxer just DNF'd. He DNF'd in a Rouge Redillon under a safety car. Or what? Yeah, looks like it. And the Noxer out of it as well. So I already got 3 of our 18 runners out of the session. Yeah, I think the safety car will stay out another lap, or not, we will see. But I think that it will stay out another lap, but yeah. But there's also no, that's Phone Rage also out of the session. What? Also in a Rouge Redillon. So a lot of people going out on a Rouge Redillon, even though there is a safety car. Oh, and that's Obliviate almost running to the back of TS Alex, who's on AI. That's TS Alex, I just remember. Alex on AI attending this race. I hate people that do that. But yeah, he will take the responsibility for the stupid things he does. And there are some drivers going on AI into the safety car. I heard some rumors that this will be forbidden, and Lucifer Shadid going into the safety car while everyone's trained up, that will push Lucifer Shadid at the back. If Immortal does that as well. And Immortal also gets himself a 5-second penalty. So those guys have to storm from the back of the field, because a lot of people are not going to make another stop because they're on the arts. I think that will be a bad decision for them. And I think F1 Immortal and Lucifer Shadid will have big trouble fighting themselves through the pack, but you'll never know. The Purgy right now leading the pack, as we wait for the safety car to complete another lap. Yeah, so I want to look at the tire situation right now. But I already see that Purge is one of the drivers who did not pit on the safety car. He's still on his tires he started on, as well as Seppi. But I think that's a mistake from Seppi. But there's a lot of drivers who pit. I think the only ones who didn't pit are Obliviate, TS Alex, Purgy, Seppi, Kieran, and Ice1. The rest of the pack opted to go for new tires, and I see mixed tires. I see a lot of people on the hards, but I also see a few people on the softs and on the mediums. So what will happen during the race, I don't know, but it would definitely be an interesting restart. But I think for the soft drivers who are still on the soft driver they started the race on, I think that's a big mistake to do that right now, because those softs won't last a lot of laps anymore, like 3 to 4 laps, and then they're gone. So yeah, safety car in this lap, safety car drives away, Purgy backs up the pack behind him. But yeah, Purgy has to wait until the safety car is in the pits again so they can continue racing. And Purgy takes a white line and it's racing again. Purgy gives a restart. Yeah, Kieran Valerie, what actually happened there? I just saw you standing on the side in the entry to what's the name of the corner? The name is at the entry of campus. Yeah, it's the entry of campus. What actually happened there? Can you tell me? Because I didn't see it. I just saw your car standing there, Kieran. Could you maybe tell me? That would be super cool. But right now I've got Purgy being hunted down by Safi, who's obviously on a quicker tire than Purgy. Purgy using overtake, but Safi coming closer and closer. Safi might try a move down the comp, but he's not fast enough. So he will get this chance in the next lap, I suppose, as Immortal gets past Obliviate. But yeah, Purgy gets hunted down by Safi, who's on quicker tires, and could try a move in campus, but it's not fast enough for that. They're now rounding. Oh, and he goes for the inside. That move will never work, not in 1,000 years. But they're just now rounding the final sector. Going for Blanchiment, the unnamed turn 18. They also got Animeister, where they have to worry about. I wouldn't like to waste much time now, because when I know Animeister's on the way, like if I was in Safi's position, but he's super close, going through a bus of chicane. He might try his move on the Camo straight next lap as well, but they don't have the DRS right now. He won't be enabled this lap, it will be enabled next lap. But Safi right now has to worry about Animeister behind. But Safi is also very close to Purgy, so that's a great three-way battle for the lead. But Safi really close behind Purgy. They are now going through Rouge and Red Line. Hope everything works fine. But Safi's already side by side when they're up on the hill in Red Line. So Safi overtakes Purgy, and also Animeister might get the chance against Purgy. And he's through. Animeister already also has the chance against Safi to attack him. No, he's not. But Safi takes the lead and Animeister P2. And Purgy falls down the order into P3. That's not what Purgy wanted from that three-way battle, because he also might have some problems against Ice One right now, who's sitting there comfortably in P4 and just watch those three guys battle in front. Oh, okay, yeah, that's unfortunate, Kieran. And we've got another one out in our Rouge at Radiant, and I believe that's the McLaren of Obliviate, who's standing on the left side, on the exit of Radilon, and that's another safety car. Yeah, Kieran, that's really unfortunate, but it happens. It's your first race, you really made a really good impression because they were really fast and quality taking that pole. I think you definitely would have deserved to claim a podium or some points, or even a win, but yeah. So we've got another safety car. Let's see who's pitting. Safi's definitely pitting. For him, the safety car is perfect because he started on those softs and can right now pit for another softs. Also, the guys who started on mediums are going to utilize that safety car to take their next pits, to take their first pit stop. Going for hard tires, I think. That's what Animeister is going to do. Animeister actually on the hards, I'm sorry. I think he also switched tires during the first safety car, going to hards, and now he goes back on mediums. Purgy takes the hard tire, so he wants to go through on that tire. Seppi also the hard tire. Filippo takes the mediums. I think he started on the soft, so also looking to finish the race on that tire. And Kieran going for another set of softs, starting on the soft, so he will go for a two-stop strategy. I don't know if that's the smartest move, but we will also see TS Alex going for a new set of mediums. No, hards. I don't know if you need to go for a hard in this situation. because this tire is just too slow. But right now we've got Drips leading the race and he has no need to stop again. So Drips actually one of the favorites for oh, and Martin 69er is out. And it looks like he's out on the camel straight. We will have a look at that, but you only get 12 competitors out of 18 remaining. Yeah, he's just standing there on the right side of the camel straight. 11 drivers only competing, with 7 already out. Let's see how many will finish the race. And Alex still on AI. We'll hold up Brian to catch up to the safety car queue. So let's just hold Drips for a bit. Who's the leading car? Safety car was down another lap, so in lap 10 we will see the next real racing. This race. Gresco also goes for a pit stop, but he will come out dead last right now because you don't. All the drivers are going slow, but everyone's in the queue. So Gresco takes a fresh set of tires and will come out dead last. And I think we will have a battle for the win right now between. Actually, it's everyone's win right now. Everyone is really good. Brian in P10 as example won a race last week in Bahrain, so I think it's everyone's race, and we will see who comes out on top. That's just the real competitive Division 3. I don't know if you can join the league, Gio. You just... Yeah, that's actually... I don't know if you can join the league. Because I'm not really an admin and I'm not in control of that, I'm just the commentator. But yeah. You could go on my channel where I'll just give you a message and write me a comment on the ND video with the Discord tag. Yes, there is a Discord server, but I can't just like right now give you an invite on public, but just message me on my personal YouTube account with your Discord ID, so I can give you an invite and give you a friend request. Is that fine? I'll just post the sample message here. That's my account, the Jabo with the Red Bull as a PB. So you can give me a private message and then we can talk about that, okay? Or actually I will give you my Discord tag, wait a second. Yes, Grips leads the pack. Right behind him is F1 Immortal. But everyone goes through Eau Rouge safely, I think. That's always good to see when no one crashes there. So we don't have another safety car. But yet Drips is currently leading, but he's got Andy Meister for company right behind him, who already got past Immortal. And Andy Meister looking to take the position of first place from Drips right now. So Drips really in pressured here. Andy Meister might already give himself the position in Blanchiment. So and that's really close racing, and that's not gonna be a move down the bus stop chicane, I think, because he would be close enough, but that move is not the smartest thing to do, because you've got 2 DRS straights right behind that, and so not the smartest thing to do. But anyways, right now goes for the inside on La Source against Drips, and Drips can't do nothing against that. But Drips takes the inside again. Oh, that's super close, but Drips has to concede that first place to Andy Meister, who right now leads the pack, and he's a lot faster than the rest. But Drips right now with the slipstream and overtake ERS through Rouge. Now that's really dangerous, overtake ERS in Eau Rouge. That's the thing you won't want to do. Or Gio, actually, I will just give you my Discord tag in the chat so you can give me a friend request. I think that's easier. Yeah, so Andy Meister leading, and he's a little bit faster than the rest, but not as fast as everything else. But Immortal right now also catching up to Drips, who obviously has fresher mediums, because Drips only has hard tires and didn't opt to pit. He will now really fall behind because everyone behind him has better tires. But Immortal is not yet close enough to make a move against Drips. Immortal also has a penalty, so that will cause some problems for him, I would assume. Dropping behind, but we also only got 2 people with penalties. That's really good to see. But Immortal might get himself some problems against Lucifer Shadid, who's behind him, and who is also on mediums, but Lucifer is just faster than Immortal. And Immortal has to give himself a little bit more gap because Drips is just too fast, but Andy Meister is just way faster than everyone else. Andy Meister right now the fastest man in the race. We'll definitely try to win this race. Yeah, Andy Meister just pulling away. If he doesn't need to pit anymore, he watches his tires a bit, Andy Meister just wins this. But there's a little car train actually going on and any overtake can happen there. I want to watch Brian right now on board with him, who is currently the last car in the train, and who might have some nice view. As Gresco goes for another pit stop. Now that's interesting. So Brian trying a move against Kieran on the inside, who tries to move against Pervy. They're going 3 wide through campus, no, through the comp. I'm sorry. I'm not that familiar with the turn names. I need the map, else I don't know the turn name. Oh, and then in the front we see Safi going past Lucifer Shadi down Bruxelles. And Safi actually is in front of Lucifer, who might now hunt down Immortal. Both of these drivers, the only drivers in the field with penalties. So, might be important to be faster than anyone else in the field. And Safi definitely is faster than F1 Immortal. They're right now riding down campus. And now approaching the last sector of the lap, and Andy Meister in front just has it in his hands. He's 7.3 ahead of Drips, who is in P2. And if he doesn't toss it away on his own, he will just win this. But everything is possible because it's racing. And we see a few people who might try a move, but trying a move here, as I said before, is not the smartest thing to do. But yeah, Filippo right now down the main straight with Vieras against Lucifer Shadid. Filippo goes for the outside, Lucifer for the inside. Lucifer is still there in the inside having a look, but Filippo is past Lucifer. As we also see in the background, the 3-wide battle between Percy, Brian and Kieran. They're right now approaching El Rouge and Radilon. And Brian is right up the tail of Percy. And there are some pieces of front wings flying, and I think that's the pieces of a McLaren of M. Safi in front, I would assume. If that's him, I will have a look. Yeah, Safi missing his left end plate, so something happened there. And Safi might have to pit now, to give up his great position he had in the race, to beat P10. But we see if he pits, he's definitely slower than F1 Immortal and Trips right now. And Filippo already trying to get past him. Down Pouron. And Filippo made the move. And now Lucifer also goes down the inside, and his teammate Brian as well. And right now Pergy might try the same into campus as well. But not yet. But he'll definitely give it a shot right now. As Safi wants right, and that gives Pergy just chance. But Pergy doesn't really get it, but Safi outbrakes himself, goes completely on the curb. And now Pergy is through on the inside, but they're still side by side going through the last sector. Right now Kieran Barr is up the tail of Safi. Kieran also might try a move against Safi. Down the back straight on Blanchimont. Let's see if Safi comes in, but I think he has to. He just is missing his front wing. Almost runs into the back of Pergy there because he completely outbrakes himself, and that's him into the pits. Oh, and that's Andy Meister out of the race. He just lost it in Radilon. And that's another full course safety car. I said everything is possible. It's racing. Everything is possible. Only one who can steal the race from Andy Meister is Andy Meister himself. And guess what happened? Andy Meister lost it in Radilon. Yeah, so full course safety car, and we will have drips leading the restart again, and a few drivers also pitting. But yeah, it will be a 5-lap sprint race right now, and drips on really old mediums, on hards, not on mediums, I'm sorry. And I will actually have a look right now at, nope, not that, but on the tires situation. As you see, a lot of people didn't pit for new tires, but people like Brian, Savvy on fresh softs right now might give themselves a chance to go through a lot of the field and get themselves maybe a podium position. That's something that's definitely possible. Let's see if the safety car comes in this lap or next lap, but I think it will be this lap, so we have a little bit of more racing remaining for the last 6 laps. I think F1 Immortal will definitely have tire problems with his 10-lap old medium, and that's really hard to do to finish the race. There's some people on 10-lap old hards, but that's not the biggest problem, but those mediums will be very dangerous. And we have a lot of people going up the order this race, like everyone who's still in the race went up a lot of places, except for Gresco. And the safety car actually stays on another lap, so I don't know what I should talk about during those laps. After that we will have a 5-lap sprint race. And a few drivers like Yusuf Shahid and Kieran Barr actually pitting for new tires. Everyone who finishes this race right now will get himself some good points. So yeah, doesn't look too bad. Oh, are you Animeister? Why would you get disqualified anyways? What happened? Do you think you were too fast? Yeah, that's the running theme for Division 3, that the winner is too fast, that the winner that gets disqualified. I also think that's not the smartest thing to do, but yeah. Yeah, so a few people on fresh tires, few people on fresh mediums, few people on fresh softs, but a lot of people on old tires. Yeah, I'm also very excited to see it. I think Brian actually has some really good podium chances, as well as Safi and Lucifer, because they're just on fresh softs and everyone in front of them, like everyone in the top 5 is on like 8-lap old hards and mediums, and those tires aren't good anymore. We saw in Division 1 yesterday that fresh tires really do a lot. Was that Division 1 yesterday, where some drivers pitted under a late safety car for new softs to get themselves big advantage? I think that was Division 1 yesterday. But yeah, I think those people who are on fresh softs will drive through the field with ease. And some might even have a chance on the podium. I actually want to look at F1 Immortals. Yeah, F1 Immortal has 5 seconds, okay. That's what I wanted to know. So the safety car will be in. Drips once again backing up the field on his old hards. And let's see if he manages that restart well. Just waiting for the safety car to drive forward and to go to the pits so everyone can go. Drips right now normally has to back up the field and not follow the safety car anymore. But looks like he doesn't want to back up the field. He goes a moderate pace all the time. Yeah, come on, Purgy, but I think Purgy's chances on the win are really slow because there's really fast drivers with fresh tires behind him. Like a Drips leading the way, his tires will be 70 laps old at the end of the race. And Drips really wants to know it. He goes with overtake through Eau Rouge. That's not the smartest thing to do. And there's another one yellow in sector 1, and that's TS Alex out in Eau Rouge at Radilon. And another driver getting caught out by the danger of that turn. But that's only gonna be a yellow because the safety car for the last laps is not possible in the game. I actually want to look at Brian now because he's so fast on his fresh soft tires. And if Safi is intelligent, he will just follow Brian going through the field because he will waste way too much time trying to attack Brian. So Purgy runs wide through Bouron and that gives Brian the chance. Brian is up in P4 and he's right up the ass of Filippo. And might also overtake Filippo. And Brian with that late pit stop might even give himself the chance of a win today because he's way faster. Immortal and Filippo going side by side through Blanchimont now. And approaching bus stop chicane. Brian is in the mix as well. Already next to Immortal, has to go on the grass a bit. And is off the track a bit. But there's a yellow in that sector and that's a Ferrari of Gresco, I think. And Safi also gets past Purgy. Brian will have the chance right now against F1 Immortal and Filippo down the start finish straight. And they're right now approaching Lassos. And Gresco has to pit again. And Brian is super fast right now. And Brian, right now, right behind Immortal, he would definitely overtake him on the straight. He goes for the inside, Immortal goes for the outside. So Brian moves up into the points positions. Oh, and that is contact. That's contact between Brian and I think that's Purgy who was on the outside of him and F1 Immortal in front of him. So not too good. Might get penalized for that, but let's see if he's able to catch Drips. But it looks like it, he's way faster. It can be anyone's race right now of the top 3. It can be Drips' race if he keeps that distance. It can be Brian's race. And Safi also has outside chances, but Safi has a penalty, so that would be really difficult for him. But I think it would decide himself against Brian and Drips. Oh, Safi got another penalty, so I think he will be out of the race win. Yeah, Safi got 12 seconds penalty. I didn't see that very much to fight for with a win. And Safi is through on Brian. And completely outbrakes himself in the bus stop chicane. That's contact and Brian spins round. Now that's a dick move from Safi. Spinning Brian around. And that gives Filippo the chance on the podium again. And I think that definitely needs to be investigated by the stewards. Andre, if you're still here, write that down. Because Safi outbraked himself and went onto the track very dangerously and giving Brian some wing damage. So Brian up into P2 again. Oh, Drips, I just see that Drips has a penalty. 3 seconds, so that might change the battle for the lead. But Brian right now has to limp his car home in the last 3 laps with wing damage, but he's still faster than Safi. It can be anyone's race out of the top 3. But Brian is kind of out of ERS right now. And Drips here in the front managing that well, even if he has that penalty. He just has to be fast. And Brian has to be faster. It's so easy to say that, but Drips right now approaching the third sector in lap 20. And he's out of ERS for this lap. And Brian actually needs to save himself on the ERS for the next laps. But yeah, it looks like Brian is faster than Seffi now. But yeah, Brian right now has only a little gap. That's only 3.5 seconds, and you have to remember Drips has 3 seconds of penalty, so Brian still has the chance to win this and make it back-to-back victories in Division 3, because he also won last week in Bahrain with an incredible soft stint that was like 50 laps long in Bahrain. So Brian still got the chance to win this. Seffi will definitely not be in danger except if he takes Brian out. I think he will collect himself another few penalties because of that thing that happened in the bus stop chicane. Brian just has to pay attention now that he doesn't get himself a penalty as well, and he has to keep that pace he currently has. But that's super close, that's only 0.3 of a second. I think I want to stay on board with Brian right now, because that battle is just way too interesting. Brian right now has the gap he needs. It's small enough so he takes the victory, but he might still mess up things. We will have a look at Brian's onboard right now and see if he doesn't make any mistake. He obviously has some problems because of his wing damage, but he still looks like he's really fast. He won't win this on track. I think he's too slow for that, but he just goes up Eau Rouge and Ready Long one last time throughout this race. Let's hope it won't catch out another driver. But it looks like it doesn't. But Brian is right now out of ERS, so that's the definite disadvantage. Well, but here's Seffi right behind him. Let's hope that Seffi doesn't want to attack Brian anymore and disturb that battle for the victory. Brian definitely has to be faster than Seffi, and Seffi will get himself another chance to attack Brian, I think. So yeah, let's just hope Seffi doesn't interrupt in a battle which he can't stand because he's just 12 seconds penalty. I'm on the edge of my seat right now because that's interesting. But yeah, Brian is just faster than Seffi. I think Seffi won't interrupt that anymore, except if he dive bombs him in the bus stop chicane, but that's nothing that happens, I hope. But yeah, as we see, Drips just rounding the final turns, the bus stop chicane, and crossing the line. And it's a provisional win, but I think that will be Brian's victory. Yeah, Brian in P1. Then behind them we've got Seffi. And then Lucifer Shadid in P3. But Filippo in P3. So we've got our podium consisting of Brian on the podium, on the top step once again. Then Drips in P2, Filippo in P3, Lucifer in P4, Immortal in P5, Seffi 6, Kieran in 7th, and then we will just see Gresco and Purgy finish in 8th and 9th. But Purgy just overtook Gresco in the final sector. So Purgy claims 8th and Gresco claims 9th. Yeah, very well deserved back-to-back victories for Brian. A very good one. Yeah, so the race ends as we see Brian won the race, really well deserved race. I think my driver of the day going from 15th to P1, and then we've got Drips in P2, also really good from P10. And yeah, Filippo, Lucifer, Immortal, Seffi, then Brian in P7, Purgy P8, Gresco P9, then Tearless Alex rounding the top 10, but he DNF'd, so I don't know if he gets points from that. Yeah, was an interesting race. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will end the broadcast with that. See you on Thursday or Tuesday, I don't know which day it is, the one that's earlier, the one after Monday, because I still switch up those days, to the Division 2 race, commentated by Peter, because I can't commentate it, I raced there. And yeah, until then, I will